Hey, hey, here we are, lesson 64. Having a good day so far? That's good. Okay, math will make it better. Classifying quadrilaterals. Classifying just means putting them in, giving them names and making sure we know what to call them. A quadrilateral, don't forget, is any four-sided figure with straight lines and the lines connect and it's not open and so on. So anyway, just all you need to do, and you can always, if you want to, when you come across problems like this in the future, you can just whip back to 64. And again, don't forget, if you have started forgetting this, try to keep your notebook looking like this. Like you're going to go, okay, 64, like that. So you can look back and look at practice problems. You know how to use the book where it has this little set of parentheses by a practice problem. You go, I forgot how to do this. If there's a 43 by it, to look back at lesson 43. Same thing here. You can look back at your notes, and if you do this on every page, front and back, whatever lesson it is, you can flip back and go, oh yeah, there was a good example we did on that. The old guy on the internet, what's his name? Clifford something or the other? The old guy with the glasses? Anyway, so let's look at these very quickly, very short lesson. We can get right to your warm-ups. Types of quadrilaterals, just memorize these. These are all on page 341. If you have no sides that are parallel, in other words, parallel lines that will never cross, that's called a trapezium. If you have one pair of parallel sides, that's called a trapezoid, all right? And two pairs of parallel sides, that's called a parallelogram. Now, if you think about it, you can have a parallelogram that looks like, that's like this, a rectangle, where it has all these right angles, 90 degrees. Or you could have a four-sided figure that looks like this. I mean, I'm not drawing this right, but, this side here is parallel to that side, and that one is parallel to that one. It doesn't have to mean it's a square or a rectangle. Okay. All right. If you have a parallelogram with equal sides, that's a rhombus. And again, a rhombus could be maybe a square, right? It could be something that looks like this, although all four sides are congruent. Okay, a parallelogram with right angles, that's a rectangle. There you go. And a rectangle that has equal sides, that's called a square. Okay, so let's look at a couple of these, same ones in your book. Is this a true or false statement? All parallelograms are rectangles. And of course the answer is no, because there's a parallelogram right here that has, two pairs of parallel sides, but it's not at right angles, so it's not classified as a rectangle, okay? And example 2, you can either do this yourself or you can look on page 342. There's an example. You draw a pair of parallel lines and draw another pair that intersect the first pair, but they're not perpendicular. So in other words, look on page 342. That's what it's going to look like. So what's the name for the quadrilateral formed by the intersecting lines? And of course, that's a parallelogram. That's what that's called. Okay. All right. Now let's look at the example, the practice examples. So try those. Just try A through F. Pause this until you get all A through F finished. We'll go over them together. Okay? Okay. A. What is a quadrilateral? The answer? Who cares? I want some pizza. No, don't put that down. Okay. I shouldn't write that. Okay. It's a polygon with four sides. A polygon, remember, is a many-sided figure. A poly means many. Gon means something that irritates you with mathematics. All right, B, pause it, or excuse me, you already paused it, huh? The difference between a parallelogram and a trapezoid. Parallelogram has two pairs of parallel sides. A trapezoid has one pair. C, draw a rhombus that is a square. You just draw a rhombus that's a square. Okay, that's all. A rhombus, don't forget, your definition is a parallelogram with equal sides. It could be something like this. But if it's a square, that means it's going to have right angles, like a rectangle. D, a rhombus that is not a square, and that'll be just one that kind of it goes like this, and it's not at a right angle. E is true, some rectangles are squares. F, all squares are rectangles, that is also true. But not all rectangles are squares. And that is it for today. Short lesson, knock out your stuff. See you next time.